meet around here. I know they be from everywhere. They all wanna come and go in this beach. They all up in Hollywood with them freaks. They all in the Beverly Center like all day. All of them want that sunshine, LA. That's why I love LA. Ain't nothing like these girls I meet around here. I know they be from everywhere. Man, I love LA. I met a bad bitch on Rodeo yesterday. She said she was from Kansas, but she only visit for the week. Met my next chick. Someone sitting pretty round Slauson. Knew she had a man, so I approached her with some caution. Let me introduce you to this West Coast flossing. Riding, top down driving. Caddy here from 68 and still no mileage. Then I met another from the valley from Brazil. Said that she got some time to kill. Maybe later we could chill. That's why I love LA. Yeah, right. Ain't nothing like these girls I meet around here. I know they be from everywhere. They all wanna come and go in this beach. They all up in Hollywood with them freaks. They all in the Beverly Center like all day. All of them want that sunshine, LA. That's why I love LA. Ain't nothing like these girls I meet around here. Well, alright, I know they be from everywhere. I met this girl out from ATL. Bad enough to make a nigga need more intel. I said, hey, female, what you doing, little lady? Got a crib with a view. You should come and do it major, girl. Hop your ass in the front seat. Let a nigga make your whole trip comfy. Got a fly-ass whip in a penthouse and a dick, and that's probably where you should be. Met a few bad ones from New York. Pulled up on them stunting in that Panamera Porsche. Said it's hard out here in the big city, so holla at me if you need some support. That's why I love LA. Yeah, right. Ain't nothing like these girls I meet around here. I know they be from everywhere. They all wanna come and go in this beach. They all up in Hollywood with them freaks. They all in the Beverly Center like all day. All of them want that sunshine, LA. That's why I love LA. Ain't nothing like these girls I meet around here. I know they be from everywhere. And I love.
Yo me la acerqué y fijo la miré. Le ofrecí un trago y al oído le dije que si estaba soltera o estaba casada. Ella me dijo tranqui que nada pasaba. Yo me la acerqué y fijo la miré. Y entre par de copas y una nota loca. Ella me dijo tranqui que nada pasaba. Para mí es un placer conocerte. Dime tu nombre que algo quiero proponerte. Relax, que lo único que quieres hablar. Conóceme primero que no te arrepentirás. Deja que la maldad no domine y que el deseo haga que conmigo termine. Si que te sientes sola, ya no te valora. Tápate conmigo y olvídate las horas, mamá. Y hoy voy a hacerte olvidar. El pelo te soltaré. Haré una historia con tu cuerpo que en tu mente plasmaré. Y hoy voy a hacerte olvidar. El pelo te soltaré. Haré una historia con tu cuerpo que en tu mente plasmaré. Yo me la acerqué y fijo la miré. Le ofrecí un trago y al oído le dije que si estaba soltera o estaba casada. Ella me dijo tranqui que nada pasaba. Yo me la acerqué y fijo la miré. Y entre par de copas y una nota loca. Ella me dijo tranqui que nada pasaba.
DJ Problem.
Dice que ella no la hace cuando te meneas así, cuando me lo hace así. Soy el dueño de lo que tú cargas ahí, aunque piense mal de mí.
Tu belleza es mi contra y te aprovechan. Eres una bomba con candela en la mecha. Como mi amor no sospecha, cada vez que se descuida lo flecha más. La talla mil veces que te queda al lado mío, pero cada vez que trato siempre fue más sólido. Desorientado sigo perdido. No me mates, amor, demuéstrame lo mío. Me dices tú me quieres, eso nada más. Pa' que tú me llamas, eso nada más. Es que, mami, por eso nada más. Me mantiene bien jugueado y con la mente dañada.
diferentes poses. Quiere conmigo nada más, encerrarte en la última. Dice que ella.
I'm out here on my grind, homie, yeah, I'm here just to pave the way. No matter what happens your way, nothing getting in my way. Going hard, 24/7, you can say I'm on that paper chase. I'ma get it how I get it, when I get, I'll never change. People out here say, see my stress, you got that right, my life's a mess. But I'm gonna be alive, I'm feeling blessed. Although everything feels just like a test. Will it pass, will I end up dead? Only time will tell, I can't deal with that shit. I'm only trying to figure out where I fit, doing all I can, gotta give it my best. And everything else I can put to rest, but so much pain lays on my chest. Got sucker chips and I worry who's next. With so many motherfuckers that ain't trying to flex. Gotta watch your own, cause you might get checked. And if not, homie, you might get wrecked. Gotta keep walking, don't lose your legs. It's hard to wrap around, you ain't got no head. As I lay me down to sleep, I pray the Lord, my soul is cheap. And if I die before I wake, I pray because I have soul to take. And if I wake, might be a mistake. Killing angels in heaven's sake. This life I have is meant to break. Just like this bed I have to make. I won't stop, I'll keep on going, keep on rolling, steady strolling. Fuck that shit, you think I'm joking. Others die while others want. I don't do it for the dream, I do it for the glory. Don't waste my patience, I ain't gotta worry. This is my life and this is my story, so listen up, it might be blurry. I'm out here on my grind, homie, yeah, I'm here just to pave the way. No matter what happens your way, nothing getting in my way. Going hard, 24/7, you can say I'm on that paper chase. I'ma get it how I get it, when I get, I'll never change. Walking around, feeling good in a daze, this world we live is like a maze. Feel like Prince and Purple Rain, hopefully I'll never fade. Things I do won't make or break, but making my paper never hesitate. Try to walk around to the with these fakes. You really get love or you really get hate. It all depends who's in your space. They're like a drug, sometimes a lace. Shoot some rides so you don't catch a case. Some of them stay and some of them fade. Motherfuckers that will never see the day. Doesn't really matter, gotta make your own way. I don't fuck with people who don't know what to say. Just like trash, got throw them away. Scraping, scraping while I'm baking. In this game there ain't no faking. Money on my mind's only thing I'm making. Cooking and birds, only thing I'm playing. You can keep walking if you're out here hate. It's me and my dogs, you know we ain't playing. Ready for a fight, I don't need no training. Everything you do is just shake crazy. Think I'ma stop, I ain't never gonna do it. So many wanna see it, so I guess you gotta prove it. If you never been at the bottom, then you never been through it. Just 50 people out here trying to claim the trickle. Even though they ain't never seen a bit of fucking trouble. Living with the family that got into a huddle. Like Xfinity, they got the whole bundle. Streets is the ring, and you know it's on the rumble. I'm out here on my grind, homie, yeah, I'm here just to pave the way. No matter what happens your way, nothing getting in my way. Going hard, 24/7, you can say I'm on that paper chase. I'ma get it how I get it, when I get it, I'll never change.
Authorities have identified a gunman who opened fire at a Texas church over the weekend. Keith Thomas Kinnunen fatally shot 2 people inside the West Freeway Church of Christ. It happened in the city of White Settlement, Texas. The 43-year-old was killed by a volunteer security guard at the scene. Mireya Villarreal spoke with the man whose actions authorities say saved countless lives.
Jack Wilson knew something was wrong the moment the gunman walked into the church.
He was wearing a wig and a fake beard and a toboggan on his head.
During the second half of the Sunday communion, he got up and had a brief interaction with one of the victims, Tony Wallace. Nearby was another member of the church's security team, Richard White.
Richard actually, got his gun out of the holster, according to the videos that I've seen. And I think he got a shot off, but as he was being hit, but it went into the wall.
And you took a pause because you were
I had people
analyzing.
In front. At that point, the shooter, I guess, caught out of the corner of his eye because he was walking down towards the front of the auditorium. He then kind of halfway turned towards me, and that's when I took the shot because I had a full frontal face.
Wilson, a firearms instructor and head of the church's volunteer security, fired one shot.
I took out some evil. And that's the way that's the way I'm processing it, is I took out someone that was evil and had evil intent.
The 43-year-old suspect, Keith Thomas Kinnunen, had been arrested multiple times since 2009, including weapons charges in Texas and New Jersey.
He could have shot more people.
Isabel Arreola was sitting with her family, including her 7-year-old daughter, feet away from the gunman.
Thank God that our church was proactive and and did all that and put that in place, because it could have been worse.
CBS News correspondent Mireya Villarreal is in White Settlement, Texas. Mireya, what have you learned about the suspect?
So as of right now, we were able to confirm through Oklahoma court documents that the gunman had a history of violence and mental health issues. In fact, his ex-wife was granted an emergency protective order back in 2012 as they were getting a divorce. And so clearly these issues, along with his criminal past, which we also know he had some gun charges out of Texas and New Jersey as well, those are things right now that investigators are taking a very close look at, because that is going to lead to hopefully more information about how he was able to get a hold of a gun.
And Mireya, what more do we know about the two parishioners who were killed?
So we know that both Tony Wallace and Richard White were longtime parishioners here of this church. Just a few minutes ago, the White family actually released a statement talking about who has survived him. So he has a wife, he has 3 children, their spouses, and 7 grandchildren. He loved the outdoors. He was an Eagle Scout, and they say that he was a very adamant volunteer, a very energized volunteer for the security team for the church. He would have done anything to help out anyone.
Just heartbreaking. Mireya, you also spoke with Jack Wilson, who shot down the gunman using a gun he brought into the church. Are firearms allowed in places of worship throughout the state?
You know, so back in 2017, after the Sutherland Springs shooting, we definitely saw a push here in Texas to allow parishioners to carry their concealed handguns. On top of that, later on, the state also worked to make sure that any sort of fees that were associated with carrying those concealed handguns or having security teams in place in places of worship like this, that all those fees were waived by the state of Texas. So that just kind of went into place back in September of this year. So this comes at a very unique time for a lot of the churches around Texas. A lot of them saying that this is something that they are taking a very close look at right now.
Yeah, and Mireya, how have community members responded to this?
You know, this is a very tight-knit community. As you can see from the video, there were over 200 people actually in the church at the time. So a lot of those families have rallied around each other. We spoke with one woman yesterday who says she is getting constant calls from not only her family, but for other parishioners as well, just checking on each other, making sure that they're all okay. As you can see behind me, there is probably a whole lot of traffic going back and forth, and that's because there is going to be a vigil here tonight that is open to the general public. There will be a smaller one for those affected inside the church, but there will be a larger public vigil for anybody who wants to come later on. And I think that they are expecting a lot of response from the community, from surrounding churches as well.
Yeah, I imagine there is going to be an outpouring of support for that church and its members. All right, Mireya Villarreal. Mireya, thank you.
Thanks, Elaine.
Man, it feels like these walls are closing in. This roof is caving in. But it's time to raise it then. Get days and numbers like pages in. My poker rhymes got 'em cooking, boy. This crooked mind of mine got 'em all shook and scared to look in my eyes. I stole that fucking clock. I took the time and I came up from behind and pretty much snuck up and fucked this game up. Better be careful when you bring my name up. Fuck this game, that ain't what I came to claim. The game ain't gonna be the same on the day that I leave it. But I swear one way or another, I'ma make these fucking haters believe it. I swear to God, won't swear to ride. I'm a man of my word, so your fucking head's better not. I'ma fuck around in this bitch and roast everybody. Sleep on me, that pillow is where your head alive. Permanently, bitch, it's petty vibe. This world is my Easter egg, yeah, prepare to die. My head is swole, my confidence is up, the stage is my pedestal. I'm unstoppable, incredible, hope you're trapped in my medicine ball. I can run circles around you so fast your fucking head is spin, dog. I split your cabbage and your lettuce and all this, I'm fucking.
Grab your Glocks when you see Tupac. Call the cops when you see Tupac. You shot me, but your punks didn't finish. Now you're about to feel the wrath of a menace. Nigga, we hit 'em up. Grab your Glocks when you see Tupac. Call the cops when you see Tupac. You shot me, but your punks didn't finish. Now you're about to feel the wrath of a menace. Nigga, we hit 'em up.